Right, where to begin with PVA? Right, should we start with these solid bags that Corda do with the solid bag system? These are medium size. They come with this scoop to help you out. Just clip it over and you can scoop everything into your bag. Very handy. I've also got PVA mesh which comes in the funnel. The hook baits I favour with my PVA generally be quite bright ones. Let me just move this bag up. The brighter ones with these Hellraisers. Orange, yellows, and I've also got some betaine hook pellets as well to go with my betaine pellets. I also like to use the dips as well for added liquid attraction. Make sure they're PVA friendly though, otherwise if they're water based they obviously will break down your PVA, which isn't ideal. Baits I like to use with my PVA, I've got these attractor pellets. They're the small ones that obviously just break down quite quickly, just leaving a load of attraction around your hook bait. Now I've got those. I generally favour those in the Maggie mesh. I've also got some betaine pellets, which as you can see here are different sizes. You've got the bigger ones, medium ones and smaller ones. What that's for is just different breakdown periods. Obviously the small ones will break down quicker than the medium ones and the larger ones. So you've got a timeline of attraction there, so that should be pulling the fish in or giving them a bit of food if they're straight on it. Again, you can either put those in either the solid or the mesh bags. I generally like to put those in the mesh bags. I do use these in the solid bags also as well though. What we've got here is some boiling pellet crumb. I just basically just crush all that down. It has got some solid stuff with the attraction of attractor pellets and also some bigger bits of boilies, but that's generally just dust, just for instant attraction. I soak some liquids in there as well. Just for added pulling power, and I generally favour those either in the Maggie mesh or at the bottom of a solid bag to take the impact of the weight, so the bags don't split, but you don't generally get that problem with these. You've also got boilies, which you can use either on PVA stringers. I generally favour the Maggie mesh style, where if you put them in a triangle, pull them straight together. If you then put your needle through one, I first saw this on Corda with Danny Fairbrass, and it was quite amazing to see. Pull your stringer through and then put your stop in, which I'll do in a minute, and basically it looks a lot like that. I'll show you the impact of that in water when I put it in a minute. A small bag, this is my small rig that I favour for solid bags. As you can see, just a small lead, that's an ounce, very small hook link, a shot on there because this is a pop-up, and again a high-vis boilie, and I'll do a bag and I'll put that in a tank and show you how that works on the bottom. I also like to use this weed beater, which I have done a feature on. As you can see, that breaks down quite quickly as well. This is warm water. It's warm to point out. In the colder stuff, this wouldn't be reacting as similar. So the pellets, as you can see, are already giving off bubbles of attraction, which is what they'll be designed to do. Also, it's worth pointing out at this point you can see the smaller ones breaking down quite quickly and the larger ones maintaining their form. If a fish was to come over now, that's only a mouthful, including my boilie, so it's not even enough to fill them up. It's just purely attraction, a little bit away from my boilie. But as you can see, it's all melting down now. Just give it a little stir, if there were fish feeding on it. So it remains quite solid, but it is kicking off a lot of attraction. So hopefully that should pull the fish over the top. Right, and attractor pellets now, just drop those in. As you can see, that's done before I even hit the bottom. Let's just move that round slightly. There you go. That's quite a nice little presentation there, with my boilie sat in the middle of it. Again, these are just purely attractor pellets, they're similar to the smaller ones over there. These should break down very, very quickly, so we'll watch these for a couple of minutes. You see little bits coming off them already. That shouldn't take too long to break down before that's pretty much just dust or very soft gooey. It's worth pointing out as well, that's very visual at the moment, so if a carp was going over the top of that, it would quickly draw attention. I don't know if that... Let's give that a little waft now and see what the score is. Yeah, so as you can see, it really kicks off, if there's fish feeding over the top of that, or even small, even if it attracts the nuisance fish, it's still causing enough of a stir. There you go. That'll be a big carp spooking off your spot. But all the attraction labouring into the water with those attractor pellets, just from that small PVA bag. Okay, now we'll get the crushed up boilies and everything that we did in the quarter crusher. We'll drop that down, and as you can see, that's breaking down very quickly. That's pretty good reaction. As you can see, a lot of breaking down now. That was a bit of a damper mix, so it's maintaining a bit of its shape until while the water breaks it down. So at the moment it looks like similar to two boilies sitting next to each other, but one sort of crumbling away, letting out little pockets of air. It's really crushing down now to look like a ground bait kind of consistency. Again, some more pockets of air. It's not really seemingly layering the water as such, but it's all sort of compacted on the bottom, kind of hiding the rig away a bit. And boilies right next to it, and then if any kind of fish comes over, then it disturbs it a bit. It doesn't disturb it as much as I thought it would actually. Oh, that did. So with a fair amount of force it will disturb and dispense, but obviously it's just, if I just zoom out a little bit, it's actually spread it and it's laying all over the bottom, so it's quite a nice little carpet of bait spread. And again, just a very small amount of attraction there. Right, and finally we've got the solid PVA bag, which I'll drop in now. We know how they all react now with the small PVA bags in small quantities, but it's been interesting to see how they react in a solid bag situation. So I'll place that down in front of the camera and position it properly. Oh, it's reacting quite quickly again. As you can see, the pockets of bubbles, I'll zoom out a little bit. Pockets of air bubbles coming out. There it goes at the bottom. It's all just oozing out now, just all the attraction. This is just the crushed down bits again. Here you can see my pop-up popping up above it.